From centuries of the past to our present, certain designs, materials, and methods are still used to this very day. The reason for that being is quite simply put because sometimes the old way is indeed the best way of doing things. I'm going to be talking about the talavera. It's a form of ceramic art and pottery that originated in parts of Spain, Mexico, and the United States as well. Something as old as the talavera really comes to show that it's still important today. It shows its value, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. It shows how important it is, and that's very important to me, especially in this kind of world where stuff is mass produced and made kind of cheaply. You really get that good feel of quality stuff you know you're getting from when you order something of talavera art and ceramic. So a fun fact I kind of wanted to throw out there was, according to Inside Mexico 2021, it is the oldest tin glazed ceramic that we have in the United States, and it came from, and we've had it here since the 16th century, and it's still made the same way it was back then as it is today. So that's basically the intro of it. Kind of already introduced my topic of what I'm going to be talking about. I want to go over my three main points. The first being the origin and where it came from. The second being the materials and what goes into it. And lastly, the scarcity of importance of what this art brings to people that make it. So without further ado, I want to get into my first point is the origin. So according from Direct from Mexico 2021, it was introduced in the 15th century by Spanish settlers. It was mastered in the Talavera de la Reina. That's where it got its name over in a small town in Spain. It's still used by many regions in Mexico today. It's produced in Mexico, and certain skills and kind of techniques came from Mexico. Even though the city was in Spain where it originated, a lot of what it is today resides in Mexico, and I'll be getting into that in my third main point. So the purpose of me telling you that is just kind of like a little brief history and kind of just giving you guys a little idea of what it is. So now that we've gone over that, I want to go over my next point, which is the second point, is the materials and what goes into it. So according to La Fuente Imports 2009, the initial use for pottery and other branch of the ceramics was called the majolica. Sorry if I'm botching that. Can't really speak Spanish very well, but it refers to like handmade pottery and art. So basically, in certain towns, like tile, like glossy tile, would be a form of talavera. Like in older Hispanic homes, I know my grandma has some on the outside of her house, on her roofing, and on her floor as well. So the purpose of me telling you that is just showing that you can see it everywhere. It's all over the place. It's in the U.S. A lot of people still have it and use it today. So I just thought that was a little fun fact and a fun way of explaining what goes into it and what materials is used. So now that I've gone over that, I want to go into my third main point, which is the scarcity and kind of importance of this whole thing. So according to Native Trails 2020, the talavera remains important all over the world, especially in the place it came from, the Talavera de Reina, as I talked about in the first body paragraph. The exclusive artists, and this is what I want to kind of go back to when I was saying Mexico, the certain techniques. The certain artists reside in Puebla, Mexico, because they can only get clay from certain areas that are in Mexico. So you're paying for like a certain type of quality, almost, because they get the clay from specific places. You could probably find it in the U.S. and in Spain, I'm guessing, but getting it from there is probably more authentic. So yeah, those are my three main points. To debrief and go over what I was talking about, the three main points was the origin, where it came from. We talked about Spain, the U.S., and Mexico. The second point was the materials and what goes into making it. And the last one was being the scarcity of importance it is to the Mexican, Spanish, and American people, and people all over the world, actually. So I hope you learned more about this than you knew before. That was my main reasoning of doing this for you guys. And yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.